All right, well, with Chester coach Victor Floyd, Cyclones about to kick off the 2022 season. Coach, we're now 4 years removed from the state championship that you won in 2018, which means there's continuity in terms of you and some of your staff, but there are no players on this year's team who have a connection to that state championship. Or is that in some ways a good thing, actually?
It is. It's actually a good thing because now this group has a chance to be hungry. Because even last year's class, a few of them started in the state championship, so they kind of got a taste of it, understood it, had a chance to enjoy it. Whereas these kids coming through now only heard about it, or they were young and they saw it, but they were not a part of it. And I think it sets kind of a presence, because even with my son, he was a ball boy, so they had a chance to be there, but they didn't do it. So I hope it makes them hungry in a sense.
You mentioned your son Trooper; he'll be your starting quarterback. You've had the same guy at quarterback for 4 years. Started as a freshman, Zan did, for the state championship team, and he's off at the college ranks now. And the offense was somewhat built around him.
Right.
And Trooper's a different kind of quarterback. Zan, you think of him, you think of the power running guy, the
Right.
sledgehammer style that he brought, and then he did develop as a passer too. But Trooper more of a passer. How different will the offense look?
Well, we'll be a lot more balanced. We've been a little predictable over the years, over the past 4 years. We'll be a little more balanced now. Zan, we kind of put it on his back and went with it. But we'll be a little more balanced. We're blessed to have a few skilled guys in the sophomore, junior, senior class, and hopefully everyone will get a chance to touch the ball.
When people think of the offense, they automatically think of the quarterback usually, but you got some guys back. Shadim, Hopkins is back. Several of your receivers are back. So I mean, there is some continuity there in terms of guys who have a lot of experience.
There's no doubt. We're a young team, but a lot of them have played a lot of snaps. Andre's probably played the most snaps because he's definitely a 3-year starter, and he played a few games as a freshman. So he's probably actually taken the most snaps, and he'll be a starting slot. Whereas at running back, Shadim's first year was last year, but he played 13 games. He rushed for over 1,000 yards and had about 300 or 400 in receptions. So Reggie was our leading receiver, and he's back. He's only a sophomore. So we had, a lot of continuity with the skill guys that's returning, and I think the experience is going to help us. I'm expecting a big year from all of
them. Coach, so far in the preseason, your defense has played really well. Yes. I think in the scrimmage against Burns, you held them to about 40 yards rushing or somewhere thereabouts. Yeah. Defense pitched a shutout against Richland Northeast in the Jamboree the other night. That looks like that's going to be a team strength and something you can kind of lean on.
Definitely. That's what we're hoping. We played extremely well in preseason. We just need it to carry over. The defense staff, Coach Caldwell, Coach Campbell, Coach Talkman, Coach Peeler done an outstanding job up until this point, but we're looking for that to carry over into the season. If we're able to do that, we'll have a chance. We have a chance.
And then just as far as the season goes, the schedule, region got completely blown up. I mean, there's no teams left that you've played. I mean, Fairfield dropped down to 2A. I think Mid Carolina did, and then some other teams moved into other regions. Just kind of your thoughts on the schedule. The non-region and region, once you get there, are challenging.
Well, non-region, I think we have as tough a non-region schedule as anybody in 3A. And when you add our region into it, I think it gets even tougher, because we're in a region where any team can win the region. Most of the regions in 3A, you can go through and pick out conference champion or the top 2 pretty easy. But in our region, you can't do that. I think anybody's capable of winning the region. So therefore, I think we have one of the tougher schedules in 3A.
And then just your approach to the season. I know you take things in stages. It's you have the preseason, and then you got non-region, region, and then ultimately you want to be playing your best when it counts down the stretch.
Right. We've just finished phase 1, completed preseason. Now we're into our phase 2, which is our non-region schedule. And like I said, our non-region schedule is really tough, and hopefully it's going to prepare us for a tough region. And then that will be phase 3, and then quite naturally the playoffs, phase 4 for us.